Hi, folks. Welcome back. Um, Karen here. This is the MindTap module, how to register for our online tool that we'll be using for Comp 1050. Again, we've gone through the welcome, which there's a welcome video here. We did the how we will be using the Brightspace in the course, and now the next step is to register for MindTap. So first and foremost, you will note that you have to have the book purchased, whether it's the ebook or the hard copy book. Both will come with a MindTap access code. That is mandatory. You have to have the code to do that. So you can't buy a used book. Again, as I mentioned earlier in the welcome, if you are a student who was accessing MindTap this past year on your campuses or online in another course, then you would have access to MindTap already. So you can just go in through the link, and that will take you directly into your MindTap that you've already registered and set up, and you will look for My Course. This is the course key. And I can't remember how they prompt you as a student, but either way, all you really need to have is essentially the course key and the name of the course for those who've been in MindTap. Those of you who have not been to MindTap before, again, these things are important to make sure you have before you start this process. It doesn't make sense to go in unless you have the code already. That's the first step. I know I keep saying it, but it's unbelievable how many times students try to register and then they contact me looking for an access code. So I'm just going to keep repeating it. So the registration, there's a link here. I'm not going to click this link because I'm on my laptop, and when I click it, it just goes to my dashboard as a faculty. But essentially, when you click on this link, it's going to take you to Cengage. Cengage is the publisher. This is the big giant hard copy of the textbook that has all of the Word, PowerPoint, Excel. It also has Access, which we're not doing. But this is the hard copy book that some of you may have purchased, and some may just got the e-version of this. Either way, these come with the access code. In the hard copy book, it comes with a sleeve, a hard envelope sleeve that you take out and open and then scratch off for the code. I believe it's the same for the e version as well. But don't quote me on that. I'm not positive what that looks like for the e version. I know they send you the code along with the book. So, but essentially, those of you who've not registered for MindTap, this is the link where you can go to. And then basically it's going to take you to, it's going to say Cengage, and it's going to ask you to plug in some information. So basically I just have follow the prompts that it asks you to fill out. You're going to use your W number, so make sure you're using your student ID and your student email address, because it will prompt you for that information. And you'll have to create a password to go along with your MindTap course. So make sure you're using a password that you remember and that works for you. Okay, so those are really kind of the things you do in the prompting. I think they may ask you a few other questions, but essentially being able to go back into MindTap, you have to have an email address. So you're going to use your student email address, your student ID number at nscc.ca, and you have to create a password as well. You may be asked for the course key. I suspect you will. This is the course key here. Sometimes it asks for an 8-digit institution code, so I have it here if you need it. I don't think it prompts you for that anymore, but it may, and that 8-digit code is here. Okay, so really it's pretty simple. Just click on the link, have your access code with you, and your W number and a password ready to go, and just fill in the prompts as they ask you to. And again, this is the name of our course in MindTap, Comp 1050 Spring 2023 with Karen Case, our course key. So really all the information you need to do that to get started is here, as long as you have your access code and you've already purchased the book. Okay, that's it. That's all I have for this section. If you run into any troubles, please connect with me. I mean, if it's in the evening, I'm probably not going to be available, but during the day, and again, everybody should be registering for MindTap early this week. I would not wait until next week when we start the word. I want to make sure everybody is on and ready to go, and I will be checking in the MindTap to see who's registered and who's not. And if I don't see you in there, I'm gonna be contacting you and making sure that you're signed up. So. I guess I'm your fail-safe if you don't do it. I'll be connecting with you either way. Okay, awesome. Thanks, folks.